All right, all right, all right. Peace, greetings, alafia, what it do? Free the land to
Ashe.
everyone who is out, who are coming in to watch us, to engage in conversation with us. Those who are going to watch the replay. Welcome to Wild Warrior Women Wednesdays with Ifayemi Nkoyo Binah, which is myself. I wanted to, I have beautiful guests on today. I want to make sure to just again remind I am here because my ancestors have called me to honor them in such a way that I wanted to honor those who are here with me now in this realm. So I have asked beautiful women to come in and just join in the conversation with me about Wild Warrior Women, and we're gonna go from there. I have two powerful sisters that are near and dear to my heart. I've met them many moons ago, and they've been such great inspiration to me. We have on Sister Madam President of the Provisional Government of Republic of New Afrika, Samaat, and I have her Vice President Mama Ayo on. Both these women are here. They come from Tennessee to join us. They're on live, and they have beautiful things and workings that they do within that state, along outside the states as well. Every time I talk to them, they might be traveling here, traveling there to get the job done. And so I welcome you tonight. I welcome everybody that's in. I welcome you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight to just have a discussion. I appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Um, we are going to get started. Peace to Miss Haley Lair, one of our educators of the Hoover Academy, young sister out of,
Ashe.
she's originally from Louisiana, but she is residing in Little Rock, Arkansas. Welcome here. We're going to get started with honoring of our ancestors. So we're going to call out three or four names. Individually of warrior women that you have identified with, you have that you have been empowered by, that you have been touched by, just who have raised you up and to be who touched you and raised you up in the way where you are now. Anybody that's in the chat, please put in those also in the chat, and we will definitely honor them. I'm going to start with Mama Ayo. If you can give me three women that you would like to, or to honor, three or four women, no matter, to honor at this time, bring their powerful energy into this place.
Ooh, so many, so many. But I'm gonna of course, Queen Mother Moore, of course, Nanny of the
Mambo,
Maroons. But
Queen
I
Nani.
have to Ashe, and I have to always warrior sister, Mama Fulani, Suni Ali. Definitely, just a, and of course, Harriet Tubman. Ashe,
Ashe,
Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Madam President, Sister Sama.
Yes, okay. So I have to call on my grandmother, Margaret Napper.
Mother Napper, Ashe.
Ashe.
Um, of course, Queen Mother Moore is, that's the mother of the provisional government. Call on baby.
Ashe.
We'll call on fast.
Yes, yes, yes. Ashe, Ashe.
I'm gonna call on
Ashe.
Go, which is warrior queen
Ashe.
there,
Ashe.
and
Ashe. One more time. What did you say?
Saronia Mongo
The one Mango.
Ashe.
Ashe.
out of Niger, and call also on Queen Naya Bingi.
Yes,
Ashe.
Queen Naya Beanie.
Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I'm going to lift up my grandmother Ola Searles, Ashe. My mom Vicky
Ashe.
Jackson, Ashe. I'm going to lift up Afeni Shakur, Ashe. I'm also going to lift up Fannie Lou Hamer, Ashe.
Okay.
Um, I
Ashe.
have Haley Laird saying Dr. Frances Cress Wellsing, Ashe. She's also lifting up
Ashe.
Betty Jean Hunt, Ashe. Um,
Ashe.
yeah,
Ashe.
and at that time, we're going to pour libations for all those great wild warrior women that we have not named, yet we certainly have not forgotten. Ashe,
Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe,
Ashe.
Asheo.
Ibobo,
And for
Ibobo.
those wild warrior women that who are still on this earthly realm that I would like to honor would be, of course, Mama Asada Shakur. I
Ashe,
would like to honor um, Sister Angela Davis for her contribution
Ashe,
within here. And I would like to honor all those wild warrior women that are out there who are on the journey of just
Ashe.
taking your lineage to the next level and doing what you do outside of the box of what society has deemed as being the womanhood, the way of the woman. This is how a lady like how we should act. And you're going against that grain. I honor you as well today. How about you, Sister Ma?
You,
Anybody you would like to honor now
anybody else I would like to honor?
that are here in this on this earthly realm with us?
That's still on that. I would of course like to honor you too.
Oh, get
That I'm
thanks.
on all of
Ashe, Ashe.
my comrade sisters, Melly Queen, uh,
Yes,
Sister Coco, uh,
yes,
Sister our chairperson True Infinite, um,
yes,
some of our elder mamas. I'm gonna go ahead and lift up Mama Ekia.
yes.
Ashe,
She always very supportive. Um, who else? What other mamas that I have to lift
Mama
up?
Condi, Queen Mama Condi. I like to lift her
Ashe,
up. Yes.
Ashe, Ashe.
Oh, that's all for now. That's it.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure
okay, okay.
I'm gonna lift up for now.
I know, right? Because you can definitely bring them forth within this podcast. How about you, Mama Ayo?
Well, I just want to lift up all the sistren and all the brethren, really, who are doing the work to elevate themselves, who have tapped into what their purpose is on this planet. I am asking that their steps be anointed and their vision
Yes,
be very, very crystal clear for this redemption work that we're all centered on, but to also prayerfully send out to the universe that the healing must come from within.
Ashe,
Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe. And if any of you guys watching would like to put in the chat any wild warrior women or brothers as well that you would like to honor that are here that you see doing the work or that gives you power when you see and watch and hear them, you can put that in the chat as well. Facebook user, please, who are you? When you make your comment, please put your name because StreamYard is not identifying you, have not given permission for them to use your likeness. So they are not identifying you. But we welcome you in as well. Thank you for being here. We bring all that energy into this space right now, and I give thanks for being able to even sit here and we be able to start to have this conversation, to be in the midst and to know, have the knowledge of the great women that have gone before me, the great women who are working with me, I'm traveling off the backs of, and I'm standing on the shoulders of, and I am grateful to have these two beautiful women here with me. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the conversation. Oh, okay. Facebook users, my sister Nuru Falami from Texas out in the DF Dub. I appreciate you. Give thanks. That's my sister from another mister. That's my Nat Turner woman, my Nat Turner sister. I give thanks for you chiming in. Please put anybody that you would like to honor in the chat as well. Miss Haley Lair said Mary Ann Lair, her grandmother. We give thanks for Mary Ann Lair. We give thanks for her wisdom. We give thanks for her knowledge and her holding space and place for us. So it looks Mama Ayo will come back. We lost signal, she'll come back. So Sister My Eye, Sama Eye, we are here. I'm going to play real quickly. That'll give Mama Ayo a chance. I'm gonna put a couple of actually I won't because I don't see them. My producer didn't, I don't have them loaded. I was gonna put a couple advertising, a couple commercials or music in. We're gonna do that as we bring Mama Ayo back on. So give me just a moment. That's Baba Mean. Hey, Baba Mean. Say hey.
Ooh, I was trying to hide.
No.
What's happening, y'all?
We're going to play a couple of things and we'll get this party started. All you guys that are here, please, if you got your tea that you want to sip, you got your water, your juice, or your drink, your wine, your drink, come on in, get comfortable, get relaxed. We're about to have a beautiful and intimate conversation.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, well, okay. Will I know to go back to that one?
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
share.
I'll bring you over here.
Oh, that's a whole bunch. See, that's a whole bunch.
Greetings, esteemed Black homeschooling parents. Baba Amin here, and I'm here to let you know that it's time to take charge of our children's education like never before. And I have exciting news for you. The Uhuru Academy online K 12 private school and homeschool partnership is here to change the game. And we're enrolling. Listen up. Our curriculum is proudly African centered, empowering young minds with knowledge that celebrates our rich heritage, our roots, and our greatness. Yes, you heard that right. We have students from all corners of the world, and our vision is to create a generation of leaders who are visionary, confident, and empowered. Black homeschooling parents, let's unite and give our children the gift of an education that fuels their pride, elevates their potential, and ignites their passion for greatness. Visit us at uhuruacademy.com to secure your child's position at the Uhuru Academy, the premier partner in empowering our leaders of tomorrow. Peace.
Mhm.
Technical difficulties, sister. It's no joke.
Oh, okay. I'm muted. I'm just talking. All right. Welcome black Mama Ayo. Thank you guys. That was just a little paying the bills. So we had to advertise and Uhuru
Excellent.
Academy. We are now enrolling. So please, if you want to enroll your child in the premier African centered online educational institution, please join us at www.uhuruacademy.com. All right. Ashe. All right, we are
Shale.
black. Okay, did I? Okay, everybody's here. All right. So to get in the start of today's conversation, I wanted to just give some identification, some definitions of what Webster and all those out there define as wild. I'm gonna give a couple of definitions, and then we'll go into: do you agree and identify with the term wild or even warrior? So they say that as an adjective, being wild is living or growing in the natural environment, uninhabited, uncultivated. As a noun, it says that if you're wild, you're in a natural state, or again, uncultivated or uninhabited. Um, and as warrior, let me go here, get my stuff here. As a warrior, again, Webster, they say that it's defined as a brave or experienced soldier or fighter. And we all know that that's not always true, but we're going to go even further. A person engaged or experienced in warfare, a soldier, a person who shows or has shown great vigor, courage. They say aggressiveness, and I don't always come with it. I don't have to be a warrior and be aggressive at the same time. And we'll talk about that as well. But I went even further to come up with what another definition. I come up with what I found. It says that a warrior is a man or woman who woman up or man up and takes a stand. They work hard, have a stoic willingness to suffer. Again, I don't like those words, but we'll talk about that if necessary, to get what they want or to defend themselves or others when need to do so. I went and said, a warrior as personality, it says that eager for challenges and undistracted by personal issues and unflagging optimism. absolute commitment to never surrender, a deep camaraderie, and a personal commitment to fellow warriors. Now, I said, what do our people? I had to go find what my people thought of it. What was the as African warriors? They say that there are individuals who are traditionally recognized as skilled fighters, protectors of their communities, and upholders of the cultural values and traditions. I've read those. Anybody can talk about it. What do you feel about those definitions? And do you identify with wild or warrior as far as yourself?
Well, I most definitely identify with warrior.
I
Um, I most definitely identify with warrior. I mean, wild, maybe in the terms of you can't control me. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
Like controllable. And people that know me find that out real soon. You know what I mean? And they convicted. Like my mother, even though like there's nothing. If my mind is made up and I'm going in a particular direction, that's where I'm going. Like
Right.
if you do not come at me with sound right reasoning, I'm still going to be going in that direction. Yeah, in that sense.
Yes, 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 yes. How about you, Mama Ayo?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, my maiden name is Wilder. So,
Come on.
of
Come on
course,
now.
I'm wild. Of course, my family name. That's the plantation master's name, man.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm wild
Yes,
and I'm a warrior because I have the capacity. We all have capacities to heal and to kill. That is who we are.
yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I say, thank you. I put that term up and thought, and I say that I identify with it just because it says it's uncultivated, because I have not been cultivated by the colonial mindset that they've tried to put on us, or the colonial ways. You know, I've been uncultivated from that. Let me say that, because I was cultivated in it somewhat, some point, a little bit, but and
All of
being in
us.
the natural, right, and being in the natural state, I found that I was able to come back, get back in line with the natural state of who I am as a Black woman, as an African woman, as a woman of my called after my mom, my grandmother, my great grandmothers, and the women of my lineage, heart and blood. So I'm wild and a warrior. I say that I'm a warrior by the fact that I will fight for those things that I am committed to, dedicated to, and I believe and know to be true and to be my birthright. And I'm going to fight for those things. I'm going to fight either physically, mentally, spiritually, and in any way, in any capacity I need to. I'm going to fight. And I believe that I have fought along this journey to be at the place where I am, and I'm gonna continue to fight and to go to the next level where I want to be. So I definitely identify with those things. Anybody in the chat, if you identify with the wild warrior terms, and or if you don't, please explain yourself. Put it in the chat. So we've gotten that part out the way. We understand that we're all on one accord. That
I
we
say,
definitely are warrior women. We are women that don't we don't adjust to what everybody else is saying. That's the path. We're not going down the path that's well traveled. We're going through that path that's that narrow path that's not been traveled that much. And I want to know, what are um when did you know that you may not be normal? When did you know that, you know what I'm saying? When did you know that, I don't think I'm going that way. I don't think I'm going that way.
I can say, my whole adult life felt like I'm okay. I'm on a whole nother path. I'm on a whole nother journey, and I just, stay true to my, you know what I'm saying? Like stay true
Right,
to justice, righteousness. If it's not in alignment with universal law and order, I'm not with it. You know,
right.
and
Yeah,
justice is major for us and our people. You know what I
I,
mean?
I see.
Until we are liberated, until we are in a space where we can just be ourselves and we can
Mhm.
be and organize upon the land, um, once again,
Hmm.
I'm not going to be a state of quote unquote peace per se, right? Um,
Right.
in terms of where I can just sit back and chill. That's what I mean by um,
Right.
yeah. So
Oh, okay. Okay. When did you know Mama Ayo? Thank you for that, sister.
I really just think that I just was on a journey right from I guess my friends used to tell me you always talking about Africa, and I said I was because I don't remember,
Uh-oh.
but
Come on.
so I just know that I got sparked when I went to college, and I got
Yeah.
some education when I went into the service, and then when
Hmm.
I went to when I came out of the service and got to the university level, I was quickly, as they say, um, pushed towards the mission of making sure I knew that I was a Pan Africanist, and then laying
Yes.
that foundation.
Right.
So I just have been on a journey in different modes, different lives, different realities until I land.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
just
Ashe.
just
Ashe.
landed.
That's right. That's
So
right. I
you know,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
so I just had the opportunity to be well trained and to know and to be instilled with the belief um, that we have to put everything in us towards the mission and the purpose of freeing
Right.
ourselves, and then came the knowledge that you still have to free yourself from a whole bunch of internal issues as well to be able
Right.
to help free the land. So it's like you
Right.
see how we're on the same level at the same time, but different paradigms, but it's still interconnected. Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
that that spiritual melanin that we talk about that we got to work on. When you work on
Yeah.
yourself, all things open up, don't they, Mama Nkoyo?
Yes,
Mm.
ma'am. Oh, yes,
All things
ma'am.
open up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And that's where I think I realized that I've been different since I could remember. I've always wanted to do what everyone else wasn't doing because I like Sister Sama, I'd say, when my mind's made. You're not when it comes to truth, justice, righteousness, and all things of divine or universe. That's what I'm following. I don't know about what you doing. I'm not following that. And so I, from a child, I think that that's why I remember my those who raised me, and then from my recollect, always getting in trouble. My mouth slapped. They chasing me at the door because I'm not gonna take the whipping standing up. You want to come find me, come chase me, come get me. I am because I'm gonna ask why. I'm gonna not out of disrespect, but I want to know. I'm curious so that I can know why I'm doing a thing and why and so that I can make an informed decision. But we've been taught a lot is like because I said so, or because this is the way, or because you don't know. And so I've never been like, no, even as growing up, being a part of the church for over 16 years, um, I was not going to be indoctrinated. I'm going to ask why. Well, why did scripture say this? Well, how can it say this right here, but this over here? That don't mean well. I got put out of there too, y'all. I got read out of there too. They was like, now you asked to you don't question God. But but it really in all fairness, they tried to answer the questions as much as they could, but it just didn't make enough sense for me because I wasn't you couldn't put the bridle on me or whatever they put on the horses. You couldn't do because I'm like, what's going on? What's over there? What's going? And so being that person. I'm wearing, if you wearing Jabos, I'm gonna go over here and give me some Gloria Vanderbilts. I mean, some of it because that's what I can afford, but for the most part, I just wanted to be different. So when I couldn't afford something, I owned it, I wore it, and so
Yes.
it made me look like, oh, she just want to be different, and that became my identify, my personality. I'm going to be different, and as I grew into it, I enjoyed being that quote unquote wild one, because I'm not going to come in being like everyone else, speaking like everybody else, looking like everybody else. I'm going to come in being me. And I want, if you got something I want it. I'm going to ask what it is, how it goes, what it looks like. But I may not do it like you do it. And I love that about the women that I've chosen doing these interviews with. And why I love how Samaat, she's quiet, she's poised, but don't get it twisted. I'm coming, if I need to come for that throat, I'm coming for the throat. And I'm not quiet and poised all the time. And so I admire that. Those are things I admire. And the fact that you have that, I mean all the time, some of y'all have the audacity to believe that you can make the change that you want to see. Some of y'all have the audacity to believe that you can revolutionize our community, our nation. And I'm like, Samad is one of those to come in and say, yeah, I'm going to be president of this majority run male organization. And then Mama Ayo would always know, she come in, she say what she's saying, then she gonna flare that nose and be like, and I said it, and what? And I'm like, yes, I love it, because you're not afraid to say and do what you need to do for the good of the order. And that is what I love. And so that's why I definitely have you guys on here. So I'm glad that we were able to get that. Now, uh, what growing up, because I know that you say that as an adult that you definitely identified with being a wild and warrior for our people, for your nation, for our, the melanated people, Pan-Africanism. But as a child, who were some of the warrior women that were just in your midst, in your environment, that helped you know that, yeah, that's the road I want to be in. That's who I want to be like, or that's the energy, the behaviors I want to carry, or it just innately in you. Who were some of those women? And tell me why. Maybe a little something, a story. Why were those women? Were you attracted to those women?
Well, I people ask me all the time, well, how did I come into quote unquote consciousness? And I have to give that to my grandmother. Okay. Like,
Yes.
they told me what was going on in society, period.
Yes. Yes.
Every path that I'm on is because of one of them. Right.
Right.
Um,
Right.
they just was very honest with me. Like, my grandma was born in 1922, November
Yes.
for the second, 1922. So she was Scorpio. She was always telling me straight. Like,
Right.
just by me listening to her tell her life stories, let me know what type of environment I'm growing up in. You know what I mean? So I
Yes.
listen, because she was a very interesting storyteller. And I listening, like, she gonna call a cracker a cracker. You
Come
know,
on.
she talked about them relationships,
Yes.
what that really looked like. So that kind of gave me an idea in terms of society. You know what I'm
Right. Oh. Oh. Okay. There we go. I think you back. Oh, there you go. Okay.
saying? Calling me. um, and then my mom, like, she was very honest with me as well. Very straight shooter. Like, I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My apologies. Technical difficulties.
Yes, just a very straight shooter. In terms of health and wellness, I would have to give that to her. She didn't really
Hmm.
have hair. Like, I just remember going. I didn't grow up vegan or vegetarian, but I remember going the health food store a lot when we was younger. Every meal she had a green salad. Like, she would juice often. You know what I'm saying? So
Beautiful.
the first time, like, I'm trained under Dr. Laila Africa. Well, guess who the first person that had that book was my mama. right?
Come on.
She
Yes.
had that book. She used to have like I used to just go on her bookshelf and just be nosy. I was nosy.
Yes.
And I would see Black Panther books, all types. So, I just I wouldn't say I was groomed to be per se, yet I was groomed to be.
Yes. Yes.
So it was
That's
a lot of me just gathering information around my environment and this the path I'm on, you know?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Beautiful. Yes. Mama Ayo.
That was not my journey. I grew up
Yes,
as
ma'am.
that was not my journey. I grew up as the firstborn daughter of my mom, who had lost her mother when she was 13, and
Mm.
she married a man who was a soldier. So we
Mm-hmm.
traveled to different places, and I'm pretty sure I learned some German and some French and other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we were in different countries, different states. So I couldn't tell you. I just know that I was on a journey, and this is what happened. I remember being my life changing a little bit when we were stationed in Illinois, and we heard about the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, and just looking at everything and bearing witness to some of that stuff, and actually seeing some of the effects both inside of the service and outside of the service of racism
Mm-hmm.
and white supremacy, and asking those, looking to my mother and my father and not seeing any answers. So I just think it was just me being an avid reader, and I think that I'm just supposed to have been uh, guided along this path, because I was a product of the '70s, so you know what the '70s
Yes.
was like, and then going into the service, there was a lot of chemicals around during that time. There was a lot of especially at school, there was a lot of herb, the real good herb, where you can get about 3 fingers for $10. You
Come
know,
on now.
that was the life. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
All right. Yes, yes. I think we hold on. Let me see if Mama Ayo come back in. We lost her visual. Let me add her back in, see if that'll work. Um I, we can't see you, but I think I can still hear you. But if you have to leave and come back in, we definitely can I can bring you back. Because that was getting I really I want to focus in on a point she was making, or that you were making, talking about being a witness to the news of Dr. King being assassinated. Um, how if you could still speak, I don't which can you still speak, Mamayo? All right, so yeah, we lost her. So she'll have to go and come back in. But when she comes back, I want to talk about that. I wanted to know what that experience was like. My grandmother was who raised me. I am a child of the '70s, but born in the '70s. Wasn't reared in the '70s, and I always say that was my time frame. I love the '70s, but my grandmother was born in 1932 and 1933, excuse me. And I always would ask, I knew she was an adult when he was assassinated, and I would ask, well, what was that like? What was that about? How did you feel? And she wouldn't speak on it. So I've not to be able to, and she's no longer with us. And I would always be like, why and I would ask questions about her upbringing, questions about going through that time of Jim Crow and that nature. I know, Mrs. DB, it was getting good, right? And I'm like, come on, Mama Ayo, come back with it. That was getting great. Free land to you, Melly Queen. Everybody's doing great. I'm doing great. I'm gonna say and speak for myself. We're doing great. I am so glad that you're on. But I always wanted to know about that time. Again, like you being curious. I wanted to ask questions of those people who learn the history of my family, and it seems like a lot of them that were a lot of our elders and ancestors that were a part of Jim Crow and of that time, they didn't want to talk about it. And as I got an adult and learned the history, when I got into knowledge of my history of being here in America and on the continent, I understand why. That stuff was hard. Those experiences were traumatic. So I understand not wanting to rehash that. If it bothered you and hurt you, or it affected you in such a way that it was very traumatic, I understand. I just wish I would have been able to get her perspective on a lot of those things. So Mama Ayo coming when she comes back in to get that perspective, even though she was a child, I want to know what it was like in her household. Peace, Jolanda. How you doing, sister? Yes, sister from Florida. Sama, I was still here because I want to continue on that vein. Any experiences that you remember that you've had to allow your wildness and your warriorness to stand up, or were there or any experiences where you saw that perhaps that wild warriorness didn't need to come out, and it came out and you were like, all right, I need to chill on that. Let me pull back a little bit. Any experiences that you can share on that matter?
Well, in terms of wild warrior, I think that's just my journey. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm a war,
Yeah.
I'm a warrior woman. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
That is what it is. I'm a healer, but like Mama Ayo says, healers are warriors. You know,
That's right. That's
that
right.
I'm here because I want my people to be well. And I know the only
Yes.
way that we're going to be well, the only way that we're even going to have a inkling of a chance to be 100% well physically, mentally, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, socially, economically,
Yes.
if we um, build our own nation, you know,
Right.
we
Right.
to be on our own for a long little while so that we can heal, so that we can redefine ourselves, so that we know which direction that we're going in. Because mind you, at this point in reorganizing, we got some things to figure out because we are a mixture of people. Okay.
Yes. Right.
Of lineages right now, and all of them different lineages is be coming out, right?
Right. Right.
We need time to order ourselves. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We need to be amongst ourselves for a long little while so we can get ourselves in order. So, you know,
Right.
just that is just a journey. Now, I'm big on controlling my I do not like when um I lose control. You know,
Ah,
that's why I'm around a lot of positive people because I'll go there.
yes.
Okay.
Right. Right.
I play. I have a very extreme energy. Either I'm heaven or hell, right?
Come on.
So
Come on now.
So I try to stay around really positive folks because I, what the ancients say, know thyself, and
Yes.
I know it's extremely strong. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's certain words that I'm not allowed to speak. I'm not allowed,
Mm.
even in reprimanding, I'm not allowed to ruining your
Yeah.
harming you on a soul level. Like I
Yes.
watch my words and how I say certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
Spiritually, I'm not allowed to do that.
Ashe. Ashe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And when you say that, I like you said that you're not allowed to harm any other person, their being, their soul, their spirit. I love that because that as a warrior, it takes discipline. It takes self-discipline, self-control, self-management of yourself, your mouth, your energy, your character, and all those things in order to even be a warrior. It's all that balance needs to be there. As a warrior, you're not just rah, rah, and you ready to go fight and I'm aggressive and rah, rah, rah. It also has there's a time that you need to be quiet, like you said, go within self and strategize and figure out the way that you need to maneuver and solve a situation. So I love that you stated that. Mama Ayo, you had us all like, wait, we were in the story. We were like, wait a minute, we need her to finish. So we want you to, and when you had stated that you were again, I know you probably a child, witnessing the news that Dr. King was assassinated. I wanted you to ask you to expound on that. What was the energy like within your household, your environment, and how did you feel about that, being able to witness that? What was that like for you? I was telling them, Samad, that my grandmother was born in 33. So she was an adult and she wouldn't even talk about it. I wanted to know about Jim Crow era. How was that living during that and she would not speak on it. So to have you here to even to, as a child, to witness that, I'm very inclined to know what that was like for you.
Oh, I think it was pretty devastating. I remember just crying, watching the television, being very, very saddened because, of course, everything was like quiet around my house.
Okay.
Really, really quiet. I remember it being very quiet. I don't remember my dad, saying very much, at least in front of me. But
Right.
most of the information that we received was from television, and then not staying very long in the country after that, because we then were
Okay.
shipped out to Hawaii, as
Okay.
my dad went to the Vietnam War. As my dad went
Hmm.
to the Vietnam War. But you remember things. I remember that we wanted to go to a golf course, a putt putt, and we went there. There were six of us by that time, maybe five of us, and my mom and dad, and being turned away at the door. And
Hmm. Hmm.
we asked the question, why can't we go? Because we used to doing everything on the army base, that type of thing. And then we get it to Illinois, and we couldn't go. And I'm looking at my dad like, why can't we go? Because we were
Right.
black.
Right. What's the
We were
problem?
colored. They
Right.
don't let they don't let they don't let colored people. This is in Illinois. I'm telling you. So
Wow. Wow.
those are the
Interesting.
different
Okay.
things that I had to bear witness to, but not really knowing exactly what to call it until it's really, really strange when you're a child and you might not never have discussed certain things with your parents, or even thought about certain things, but it's like you automatically know sometimes when people are talking to you that there's an underlying prejudice and an underlying hate. That's just the
Right.
vibration that I had
Right.
to learn without my parents even talking about it. Just like, did he just insult me, or did he just call me something?
Right.
And even
Right.
and and even some of my friends, because a lot of my friends, y'all, you wouldn't believe it. I grew up on an army base. Many of my friends did not look like me
Hmm. Hmm. Right. Right. Right.
in those
Man.
particular types of settings.
Right.
In the army base back in that time. So I've always been around a lot of folks that don't look like me, other races. Yet I remember very, 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 very like painfully, one of my best friends, we would be over each other's houses, and one day we got into a little argument, and she called me the N word,
Uh-oh.
and I beat
Uh-oh.
that AZZ. And I didn't
Hey.
even know why
Hey.
I beat it. I don't even know why I beat that AZZ, but I beat that AZZ. I'm just saying.
That's right.
I'm just saying. I don't
It's
know.
innate. It's innate. No, 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 no. Don't do that. That's like talking about your mama. You say,
I
yeah,
just remember that, and not even understanding why, but I know when she said that word and that N word and the energy in which she said that N word, I was like,
right,
oh,
right.
that was like a declaration of war.
Come on now. Come on now. And it comes out. It's like, oh, thank you for showing me your true colors. Yeah, I see. I see. Yeah. So right. And so I can't that X-nay on the next question I was about to ask you, as far as being in the military, coming from a military father, the discipline that it takes. But like I said, that's that balance. So you can't wash out that warrior when it's in you. So you can't wash that out. So that even X's out what I was going to ask you as far as how to navigate that. That's just balance. That's just balance. You know what I'm saying? So that's beautiful. Um, ah, this is good. I love um that we are able to sit here to even pronounce that we are not having to go along with the flow of what society is deemed as how we should go as Black women, because there was a time where we wouldn't be able to, my elders and ancestors were not able to proclaim that openly, you know, and so I'm grateful for their endurance, grateful for their sacrifices, and grateful for them being able to show that to us within homes and within their communities, even if they couldn't show that out in society, so that we could be here today and that I can be able to show it for you. I got you. Don't worry about it. My great grandmama Freddie Searles, I got you, boo. You know, I'm gonna be out there for you, and I'm gonna do all that I need to do in order to honor your energy and your essence. I didn't grow up have being nurtured, having someone to nurture that warrior energy or that wildness within me as a child. Like I said, you know, I got in trouble a lot, and that was just because of my curiosity. But that was only because my those who raised me, my grandmother, again, she was trying, I believe that she was trying to protect me and tell me, don't go out there. She would give me a saying that she would have it like, you go out, you know, you don't talk to people. If they look like they're gonna talk to you, you give them that rest and be face that they say Black women have anyway, or you look down. And I used to always wonder why I gotta look down. I want to look in people's eyes. But that was the generation she came from and that energy she came from. I don't look down. The only time I look down is when I'm looking for some money or something. If it's something that I lost, I'm looking down. But otherwise, I'm gonna look you straight in the eye. But to be able to honor her, because I know that she was a wild woman. I know she was a warrior queen because I've heard the stories about how she took no mess. And I remember being a child where she had to set a man straight in her house, and she shot him, grabbed that sawed off shotgun and shot him in his AZZ too. And he got up out of there jumping that fence. You better get on. And I've heard about times where, you know, you know, she took a razor blade out of her wig and she cut a sucker from here to there. So I know it was in her, but I think that society had kind of worked that you know, out of her, had, you know, and she had that energy had been lost a little bit within her. So I am honored that I'm able to give that, to do that for her, to live up to that energy of being authentically who I am, uninterrupted by any of your nonsense that you want to give me. You know, I'm grateful to be able to do that. So yeah, I remember those times. So I those,
Ashe.
you know, that my mom was a wild woman to me, because even though she didn't raise me, she didn't get to raise me, she still held fast. Like, you know, somebody said that she had a mindset to do what she was going to do, and she did it, and she didn't let anything stop her. And I've honored her in a sense, because a lot would be like, well, she didn't raise you. How do you, you know, you respect her and you honor? Yes, because she went through the childbirthing of me and gave me life and brought me from the one realm to this realm. Of course I respect and I honor her, and I also watched her as within her life and her struggles, because she
Exactly.
my grandmother had 8 children. 6 of them were victims of the crack era. They fell into that. And so even as a, you know, like Tupac says in Dear Mama, even as a crack fiend mama, you always was a Black queen mama. And I watched my mom dealing with another backstory. My grandmother had to put her and 4 of my other aunts and uncles up for adoption. She wasn't raised by my grandmother. So to come back and then have to release your child to a woman that you really don't know, but you really want to be a part of her life. You want to know her, that longing to be a part of a mama. So I had all these broken relationships with women, but I had it in me to honor them anyway. It was just in me to and to watch them live their lives how they could live their lives most authentically. It's refreshing for me. My mama would always, she was the fashion queen. That's where I got my fashion sense from, y'all. That she always
I
fly.
say.
She was fly at all times, and she kept that smile even when she might have been going through the most harshest times of her life. And she always demanded, she didn't feel bad for being vulnerable and wanting to be loved. And I honored that. I didn't get that often. I didn't know why I honored her, and I could not ever say a bad word about her, but I honored her. But now I know, as an adult, I watched her go through her things, and she still was like, I'm gonna be vulnerable. You're not gonna make me hard. You're not gonna make me be this and be that. Even as I, go through my addiction of this crack, you're not going to do that. So I honor them. I honor her, and I give thanks for that. The audacity to still live your life, your most authentic self. And so I just wanted to say that. And I wanted to all ask, just right now, here and now, how do you show other women to show up as their wow warrior selves? How do you do that?
Just by speaking life, you know, tell
Mhm.
a person who they really are. You know,
Yes.
saying and the essence, you are the essence of the Most High. You are
Ashe.
planet. You know,
Ashe.
when you pour into people who they are and what their responsibilities are, it's not that they're not going to have to go through
Right, 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 right,
armored with armored. It's like you can go through armored. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
Know who you are, the essence of who you are. You're always going to win. You're always
Yeah,
going to come out of that situation triumphant, no matter
yeah.
what. Like right now, you're always going to. That's why we say you have to stand on principle. You got to
Hmm.
stand on justice. You got to stand on righteousness, because that's what that is what's going to pull us through.
Right, right,
It
right. Ashe.
pulls that we stand on. You know, standing on. I know the Masons say stand on your square. Well, we say stand on your square, circle, and triangle. You
Come
understand?
on now.
Whatever building block it is that you find
Yeah.
yourself in, just stand on the principles, and I promise you, you're going to get through it. You know, it's a
Right.
matter, having self-esteem carries you through. Know
Ashe.
who you are. You know who you are. They know thyself. They say
Right.
that for a reason. Know thyself, because if you know who you are, you're gonna get through whatever. You know,
Right.
be able
Right.
to get through whatever battle it is. You know what I'm saying? And because we have war, and
Ashe.
this war does not look like the war that we see on television like that. You know what I'm saying? With the weapons and the guns and all of that. No, we are in
Yeah.
warfare. We're in biological, chemical warfare. We're at war. And so being able to know who you are and know what your responsibility is to your environment, your community,
Hmm.
your family, it's that's your saving grace. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Saving grace. And that's what's you always gonna shine. In the midst
Right.
of this, you're gonna shine.
Yes. Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
Shay,
That's
Shay, Shay.
how with you guys I'm saying you guys, we're a part of the government of the provisional of the Republic of New Africa. How how can this energy, that warrior, how have I should say, I'm not going to assume that the energy is not there, because how has that energy been able to afford you the wherewithal to be within the government and make changes with that, or to push forward that mission that our ancestors and elders have put down for the provisional government of Republic of New Africa. And I'm gonna say this. This is my show. We on podcast, so I'm gonna say this, and y'all can choose not to answer or say. I know that there were a lot of people that were not happy about you two being the head of the government. Can you talk about it? You don't have to get specific, but can you talk about the energy, the experiences around it, and how you've had to stand on your square, triangle, and circle to say, no, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna let Mama Ayo go
Um,
first.
I, okay. Let me just step out there, get my feet a little wet. What I will say is that that for me, for us, those of us that are in this particular walk of life, is an ever-ending battle, because I know that our brothers, the brothers, want very desperately to defend and protect and to serve, and yet they have to. It is part of our Declaration of Independence, the aims of the
Mhm.
revolution, that we will do our best to not practice sexism and
Yes.
colorism within this particular government. And this is the time where we're witnessing. Uh, have you really been studying these documents? Have you really been
Right.
incorporating what it means to bridge or to minimize the patriarchy, which you have adopted from a
Hmm.
Caucasoid culture, and it has no
Yes.
place in New Africa, because
Right.
our lineage is based on matriarchy, which simply
Hmm.
means more balance in the relationship. That's all. More
Right.
balance.
Right.
So when we do have women warriors and soldiers and workers and conscious citizens that are actually showing us talents, their talents, and they happen to be women, that
Oh no.
Getting good. Dang it! Every time she get to the good stuff, the liquor, the pot liquor as they call it, you get to that pot liquor and she get out. All right, so that means that Sama, what would you like to say about that? What,
Um, you
what
know,
could you say about that?
the thing about it is, like folks, I guess I could make assumptions based upon people's actions and motives, you know,
Right.
yet at the same time, our creed says I believe in the spirituality.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if people disappear when we come on the scene, that lets me know that them folks right there was the ones that needed to be weeded out
Come
anyway.
on. Come on. Ashe.
If you are committed to this journey, if you're committed
Mm-hmm.
path, you're going to be present. You're going to be
Yeah.
willing to work through whatever is necessary by any
Right.
necessary. Like we
Right.
have a code. We have a oath. You will take those codes and the oath and the creed extremely serious if this
That's
is
right.
you understand
That's
what
right.
I try not to. I look at people's actions, you know.
Right.
So and based upon actions, whoever is not present at the moment because we're here, well, they didn't need to be present anyway.
Ashe. Ashe. Oh.
It's
Yes.
cleansing.
Yes.
When righteousness come in, the evil got to go.
You
You
gotta
understand?
go.
It
That's right.
that's just how it is. It's like an exorcism, a
Yes.
government exorcism, and I'm happy to be a part of it. You know,
Ashe.
because
Ashe.
it's necessary for us to
Right.
move forward. It's necessary. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
important for us to uphold good rapport and good reputation amongst community. That's
Yeah.
and if there's
Right.
those that are in place that are not doing that, they got to go.
They
You
gotta go. Yes, ma'am.
know, leave on their own. Well, then that's good. Great. That's less work.
Right. Right.
That's less work. Nobody has came to my face and been like, you ain't blah 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 blah.
Right.
So when
Right.
folks actually come to my face and tell me specific things, I'm not going to necessarily make any assumptions, right?
Ashe.
Yet
Right.
to add to that, you know, sexism is a major thing that brothers have to,
It is.
some of our brothers don't even know that they are patriarchal, uh,
Right. Yeah.
until they get in the thick of it or in the work aspect of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
That's something that I mean, we've always had to really, really, really work at. I will say this: I'm enjoying the effort that I see from these brothers in terms of transmuting and forming. You know,
Right.
I give them grace. You know,
That's true.
so as long as I see effort, I got to see some type of effort. Effort of okay, I'm I'm moving in a non patriarchal way. Effort I'm nipping this sexism or whatever little things that I have just from being in the United States of America, being cultivated and conditioned.
Right.
So, we gotta be patient with it. So I enjoy looking at the effort amongst brothers to not be sexist, you know.
I just honor you. You such a great example. I love your balance. I love your diplomacy. I really do. And I'm being funny, but I'm not being funny too, because I love it because it takes a great amount of maturity and self-worth and healing within yourself to eat to like you said to offer that and the truth is the truth, like you said. If you leave when I come around, then that's on you, boo. I didn't say anything, you didn't say anything to me, but you know unrighteousness, it cannot stand in the face of righteousness. Darkness cannot dwell in light at the same time. And that's what it be. So I give thanks for your answer, I really do. Mama Ayo, again, as you got to the nitty gritty, like I was telling the pot liquor of the greens, you drop off. So, so
They said slow.
if you have a thought you want to complete, please do complete it on that subject matter if you wish.
And well, when I was just talking about us being able to deal with the whole issue of patriarchy, matriarchy, how we define our roles, it all comes from
Right,
work, study, and training, because you
right,
learn how to speak with one another, you learn how to love on one another, trust,
yes,
protect one another, and it helps to build community, because our children, our wives, our mates, everybody's going to be a part of the process of building foundations. That's one of the
right,
things that um, we're witnessing our people ready to make that particular sacrifice of
right,
foundation building. And sometimes the brothers haven't had this particular work ethic, because really we've found out that because we have uneven development within the Republic of New Africa, is because the whole strategy, our whole foundational directives of work, study, and training, and units, cells, or whatever you want to call it, has not
yes,
been manifested. Because you cannot tell me
right.
that you can defend a nation that you know nothing about. That's a contradiction. You lie.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
So that that requires us all to go deep within, to deal with our hurts, to see what our gifts are, to see what our because you lift me up on the ways that I may be deficient. You gonna help my
Right.
load, and it's vice versa. So we
That's
all
right.
know what are the ebb and flow, who is gifted in this and that and this, and there's a
That's right.
structure to it. So
Right.
what we're dealing with is a systemic problem for those of us who call ourselves part of the New African Independence Movement. The
Yes.
question remains for me is, whose nation do you want to build? And are you really
Mm.
wanting to build a haven, a heaven for the children and the children's children, to even allow them to see? So when we talk about what you and Baba Amin are doing, you're getting ready to institutionalize New African curriculums and
Yes, ma'am.
methods. There's going to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
some that are going to be face to face, some long distance, and then um, instilling those things. And that's that unit, that's that connection, that's that. Okay, brothers, this is what we need to do. Are you going to stand
Right.
firm? I'm always saying it. Uh, you supposed to be defending and protecting the women, children, and the elders. What you doing?
Yes. Right. Yes, ma'am.
What
Yes,
you
ma'am.
doing?
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
that's across the board. That's
Right.
not in New Africa alone. That's in the
Right.
GDs, the Stone Rangers, the Black Panther Party, the New Black
Yes,
Panther
ma'am.
Party, all
Yes,
across the
ma'am.
board. What
That's
you
right.
doing to defend us?
That's right.
Because we're not supposed to be on the front lines. We're supposed to be the second line of defense, making sure that nothing comes forward to these elders and these children. That's our job.
I,
And
I
that's not
say,
what is happening right now. So we need to come back to the table and figure out
right.
why that's not happening.
I
Sorry,
say, and I
sorry, sorry.
no, you sorry, not sorry. Right? No, you good. Sorry, not sorry. But that's good because I want to add too is that it seems to me that it's been working that way quite a bit from because even within the original Black Panthers, the women were up front as well, and the women, and if they weren't, they had to be, they were up front as the warriors, as the ones holding vanguard, but and then back at the home front they were being misused. They were not being utilized properly. They were being mishandled. And even within I'm sure within the civil rights movement, even the women and the children were out front at those boycotts of those sit-ins. There were men, don't get me wrong, but so what is that? What do you think? Just your synopsis. What how can we remedy that? How can we, because it seems to be quite a pattern. How can we remedy that?
Well, at this point in time, I really feel like honestly it's our time.
I
Okay.
say, I
Honestly,
say,
like if it was to be any other way, the brothers would be up front. Okay.
right.
But obviously they're not. And when you really look at the I guess the metaphysics of the power, right?
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
male power that's in power right now.
Right.
What is
Absolutely.
that white male power?
Right. Right.
Power, right?
That's right. That's
But
right.
that's the energy that is necessary, right? To
Right.
what's the word I'm trying to use? To bring things back to balance. Let me put it like that.
I say balance. That word again.
Because we say a lot about brothers need to do this, blah 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 blah. Blah. Hey, they under major attack right now.
Yes, ma'am. You're right.
They under
Absolutely.
attack in so many different
Yes.
ways. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yes.
for those of us highly melanated, divine feminine energy that knows who we are, it's our time. This is our time
Yes.
right
I
now.
say.
This
I
is
say.
it's our responsibility to reorder our house, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You understand?
Absolutely.
Our houses are out of order, and it's the woman keeps the house. So
Hmm.
it's our responsibility to reorder our house at the moment in time, and that's just what it is at the moment. Because if it was anything else, if it's to be anything else, it would be
It would
right.
be.
Right
Right.
now, we are the ones. So
Right.
responsibility. You
I
understand what I'm
say.
saying? It
I
was
say.
all set who put back together Asar.
Yes, it was. Yes,
That's right.
ma'am.
So
That's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
follow our cosmology. It's our time right now.
Yes, Ashe. Thanks for bringing it back around. Absolutely. And whenever they've wanted to come, the colonizers, the white folks, the cracker, the government, whatever you want to say, anytime the enemy has wanted to come at the Black family
Hmm.
to dismember it, they start with the Black man.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
That's because they know that's the power. If you take that Black man out, then you're going to cause just things to have to be done. Things are going to go out of order. Mama got to step up and be, that, as we used to say, I'm the mama and the daddy, even though that's not physically and
Exactly.
can't be happen. But
Right.
that's what I even said a couple times. I don't want to be the mama and dad, but that's what has caused, and they've come at our men, at our families through our men. So you're absolutely right. I love that you brought it back around, Sama. They're at war, and we have to do our part to do what we have to do until it's time for us to come back and rule together. Because there has never been a
Exactly.
Black man without a Black woman, never been a Black a pharaoh without the queen, never have been. And so when we can bring that back together and we rule together, Neither one of us up front. Together, that's going to be the divine order back, baby. And it's gonna be on and popping like them, like those brothers and sisters were in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, baby, in the Montgomery Brawl. They was all together. Everybody can get some. And
So,
so I love
so
that.
was.
Yes, ma'am, Sama.
Oh no, I was just saying yes, indeed, in alignment.
Yes, 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 yes. So you're right. The climate is what it is now, and we understand that we're here because we have to be here, and then let's go ahead and just work and be here and move it forward and work to bring us back together. And do we got those, like you say, those who got something to say? Let's say it. Let's talk about it. But if you don't, let's just get to work and get it done, or you move on out the way.
Hmm.
I love that. I love that. Looks like Baba Amin is only said a powerful black woman is a powerful black nation. Doesn't take, oh, I could be putting these comments up. I forget that. Oh, my bad. I could have been putting
Yes.
these comments up the whole time. Y'all could have been reading with me.
I'm sure there's plenty. I'm sure there's plenty.
It is. I'm about to go back. It's gonna be like afterwards, but I mean, I forgot. See, that's why I need my producer right here because I forgot. I got so enthralled in the conversation. But that's Baba Amin speaking from his page. A powerful black woman is a powerful black nation. Doesn't take away from the power of the black man at all. As a matter of fact, it's the foundation of it. So I give thanks for bringing that back around. Yeah, we've had a lot, y'all. Like my we had the sisters that say this is Sister Nuru. She was just saying she agreed with Samad when you were saying that when with the good, when greatness and goodness is there, the other stuff can't stay around. All the other shit got to go, and that's what she was agreeing with. We had quite a few comrades on, Brother Kevin Prophecy, Gary. And then yeah, we had. I'm not gonna go all the way back because that's a whole bunch that I missed. So let me continue with. Now I remember, and I'll put up the comments. I'll put up the comments.
Sorry,
Uh,
y'all. Sorry.
yes, yes, yes. I am still getting used to this. I'm usually just over the side, looking cute, giggling, and talking shit with Baba. Or I'm in the house doing something else while he run the podcast. So I'm getting
Exactly.
it. um, looks like Sister Amanatu from Arkansas is on. Peace to you too, sister.
I
She
say peace,
joined
peace,
in.
queen.
I'm not gonna hold y'all long. We're gonna end it strong. If y'all got something else to bring up, we definitely can bring it up. And I do have a couple. We're gonna round us off. We're gonna end it. But if y'all have anything else you want to get out there talking about the being a wild warrior woman, please definitely we can talk about it. Meta Queen said it's going to take our sisters getting themselves together and taking back control of our homes, and this is our time. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
So as we end, I'm gonna make sure that you guys, before we're gonna answer this, and then you'll be able to give us your how you can contact anything, any events you got going on in the area. But before we do, any last words, any if you needed to speak to some sisters, young sisters, the young girls coming up into sisterhood and woman warriorhood, what would be some advice that you would like to give them?
I would say first off to honor yourself. Love yourself, honor yourself. If you do not love yourself, you are no good to any service to our race, any service to our. What the one thing that we need right now most is love. Love. We have forgotten
Ashe,
to love each other. We have forgotten how to do these things.
Ashe.
So it's extremely important to really, really pour into yourself, tap into who you are, and love the shit out of you. Okay, you
Hey, Ashe.
you have to love you because I'm telling you, this world is not necessarily going to love you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We got to get
Yes.
out of this mentality of looking outside of ourselves. That is a
Mhm.
mentality. We are
Right.
in space, brothers, sisters, all of us are in that space of looking outside of ourselves, and it's not going to come from outside.
That's
We
right.
we are the ones that are going to save our own selves. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
That means we got to remember. It's about remembering, re-putting together, remembering the power that we actually have. The
Yes.
and making sure that we keep our intentions and our heart pure and light as a feather, meaning we
Right.
not be holding on to certain things that do not matter in the bigger construct of things, and like
Yes.
keep stay zeroed in and focused on the end goal in dealing with self. Ask yourself, is this relevant to the end goal? Is it beneficial to the end goal? And weighing decisions, is this decision only beneficial to me, to where it's a selfish thing, or is it beneficial to all? Because the goal is to make sure that we're making decisions that are beneficial to all. And
Yes.
you understand what I'm saying? And that's what gets you good karma.
Hey, Ashe.
Oh, and that's how we win in the game. So in the midst of war, you're gonna win small battles.
Ashe.
First the battle with the self. You know what I mean? The internal struggle of self, being thyself, knowing thyself, feeling comfortable to be yourself despite what it is that you see that's quote unquote popular, or what it is
Right.
you see that's quote unquote going to be accepted. No, does God accept you? That's
Right.
do you
Right.
accept you? You
Right.
understand? So that's the advice that I would give. Stand in your power, be immovable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give thanks. Beautiful answer. Beautiful words of wisdom, and I know that it's going to hit the ears of those who need to hear, and touch the hearts of those who need to be penetrated. Mama Aya, what are some words you leave with and for?
Oh, I would just, I'll bet you back on what Sister Sa says, because we work within the Ministry of Health and Society. And the biggest
Yes.
thing that we have seen for new Africans is that we must heal those heart hurts. And your heart hurts, your memories of what hurt you, what wounded you, is
That's
very,
right.
very different than mine. But we all have heart hurts. So the doing the self work, the releasing, the forgiving, the lightening your load is very, very
Yeah.
critical. And then that
Yes.
allows you then to step into that spirit from within, step into those guardian energies around you, speaking out to the universe, receiving, because all of us got to tap in. We remember we are in an environment that is a white supremacist, capital and imperialistic paradigm that means
Yes.
to suck everything from us, everything.
Yes.
So it's a lot of work to try to maintain who you are being, because because Mama Nkoyo, when you say wild woman warrior, that puts you in a whole nother light. I see us all over the earth and the planet being healers and yet defenders and
Yes.
protectors. And so,
Yes.
as we heal each other, as we genuinely go deep within, knowing that, hey, no, I'm not with this. Yes, I have to be with this. Making sure that whatever I do, I'm making sure that these children are seeing me in my
Right.
transformational state, speaking
That's
my
right.
truth, going through
That's right.
saying, yeah, you might have saw me do this, but we're not doing that no more. And this is the reason
That's right.
why. Not just because
Yes.
like you said, Mama and Cody, not just because I said so, because this is what I'm getting ready. We get in, and some of your children will say yes, and some of them will say
Yes.
you crazy. Keep
Right.
moving forward,
Ashe.
because that's going to be
Ashe.
critical. Critical.
Ashe. Ashe. Beautiful. I give thanks for those. I would like to uh, round that off because you both are absolutely right. I love those who are on here. If you notice that we are all from different backgrounds. We are all different shades. We look different. We move a little differently. But the one thing that is that we have in common is that we stand our ground on who we are and how we walk, and we believe we believe so much in our people, our nation rising up to take their place again, that we're willing to stand up and be the ones who who take the brunt of the unnecessary uh, back and forth, or unnecessary, things that are not going to edify us, but for the edification of our people. We're here, and we gonna shield it off like one woman would do. Take that shield, and she gonna bounce it off. But we are here.
Yeah.
We're here, and we all are a wild warriorness in our own way. Again, different backgrounds coming up differently, but we all agree and believe the same, that I know that without me healing from those things, because I might have known, I can look back on my childhood in my life and say, yeah, I was different, I was wild, I was a warrior, but I didn't move that way because it had been stifled and pushed down because of that. And so I didn't know how great I was until I got older, came into knowledge of myself, knowledge of self first, and knowledge of my people, my ancestors, and the history of my nation. Now I understand what that is, and now I know how to walk. And I had to heal from within before I can come out and try to heal anybody, because we are healers, Mama Ayo and Sama. We will. I know I tended to try to heal all others before even being able to heal myself. And I've just
Exactly.
recently had to go back and say, I got to heal me first. I can't give anything else to anyone except myself. And when what I got left over, you more than certain can have. But I got to go with you. And once I'm able to do that, I can
Yes.
heal the nation. I can heal my lineage, my bloodline, all those things. And so I thank you that we're all on one accord with that. And I thank you for guys, for coming on, sharing your energy, sharing your story, and just giving us some perspectives, and that we might not normally get to see, and perspectives that we don't might not even looked upon. So again, because I just made me say I need to go back into my Claire Huxtable mode, because that's my ultimate, like, um poised, and I ain't taking no mess kind of thing. Claire Huxtable, that's the woman. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go
That's
back to Claire
right.
Huxtable. She didn't
That's
take no
right.
mess, but
That's mama.
she didn't have to raise her voice, she didn't have to be raising her hand. And Mama Ayo gives me and always reminds me of the Fannie Lou's. She reminds me of even Jennifer Lewis. The now, I don't know if you, but that just, I'm out here. You gonna get this, baby, and I got it, and we what we are, but very nurturing and loving at the same time. So and that I love watching other women. I love watching you guys interact and move through your lives. Even it may not seem like, but I'm watching y'all. I'm always watching, and I love, and I take it in, and I apply it to my own life. And I apply the healing herbs that Mama Ayo gives. I apply the when Sama I dance. I love watching you dance, and I love watching the
All of
energy
y'all.
that you seeing within that. I love it. So I give thanks for you guys sharing that with me. Bring me into the government, because I'm co-minister of education with along with Baba Amin. And I love that you saw something within us and the work that we do, that you brought us in, so that we can try to continue forward the mission and vision that our ancestors and elders had. So I give thanks to you guys. Um,
We give
um,
thanks to you too, Mami Koyo. You and Baba, I mean, what? Yes.
Yes, yes, give thanks. I want, before we end, as we end, I would like for you to tell the good people how they can um get in touch with you if they want to reach out for anything. Because again, you guys are herbalists. You do sell your herbs that you package up, not the green good that Mama I was talking about earlier, the good that you can go within your body, that you brew and steep, and that's going to help you be well, that kind of good. And Samaat is both of them are great chefs, great cooks of vegan food. And then also you have other educational platforms that you guys and things you're doing in Memphis. I'm telling it all. Y'all tell them, my bad, I'm sorry. Tell them how to get with you, and how they can donate if they want to donate to the causes.
Okay, so we usually have a lot going on, but in terms of the health and wellness, we work heavily within the Ministry of Health and Society. We are co-founders of Life Wellness Ministry, Wellness on Wheels. So of course we are holistic health counselors and sound therapists and yoni womb mama. I the womb master. Okay, she
Oh,
come to her if you have anything going on in terms of your womb, ladies.
oh,
Master, all right. She does yoni steam, she does crystal reiki, she does wraps, all of those different things. um
yes.
so we sell crystals and herbs and sage, anything that's dealing with cleansing of self in your environment. We got you on that,
I
right?
say, I
We got
say,
you on point blank period. um in terms of the provisional government, if you if you are a citizen of the provisional government, even if you're not a citizen, well, all black people are citizens, honestly.
yes,
So whether
yes.
citizen or a conscious citizen, you need to make sure that you are supporting your nation, your
Okay,
of brothers and sisters. They put their life on the line for you, I, for us, ultimately to have a better future and have our own nation. You know,
I
So
say,
that is our birthright, is to self determination. That is our international right to self determination. We have the right, as that's our birthright on the planet, to be able to build for self, define ourselves, build for self, educate ourselves,
right.
build our society and the community the way we see fit.
I
Okay, that
say,
that is what it is. So if you want to donate, um, and you want to send Cash App, $ PGRNA, all caps, that is you can send your taxes in via that way. We also locally here in Ida B. Wells, we have the New African Broadcast Association. So we got like 5 different shows that's going on throughout the week. We got a Monday we have New African Perspectives, hosted by me and Mama I on Brother Prophecy. Then on Tuesday we do a Foundations of a Nation show, basically talking about the importance of family and all the different dynamics of our families,
mhm,
and
mhm.
do amongst our families and rebuilding those relationships. We talk about it all. There is nothing that we will not talk about. And then Thursdays you have conversations between comrades, hosted by Brother Prophecy. Then on Friday you got the Truth and Power Corner, hosted by Queen. And Sunday you have Voices of New Africa. Majority of those shows you can find on Facebook Live. Yet on Sunday, on Friday, I'm sorry, that's a blog talk show, the Truth Power Corner. And
Okay,
we got new African elections coming up on November, the first weekend of November. So that is happening as well. Um, and New African Nation Day, save the date, March 29th, 30th, and 31st, 2024. That's all the announcements that I can recall at the moment.
That was good.
I'm trying to
That
type
was
this
good.
up. It's past you talking to New African Nation Day. Uh, and I got to save the day because it starts on my birthday again.
Oh, as usual.
But I'm honored. I love it. I love it. Again, I know that's a powerful time. So I love it. March
I
29th
say
through the 31st, 2024, right? There we go.
that's
There we go. Cool. Yes. All right. Any other? Do y'all have for your wellness center? You have any way that anybody wanted to donate, or you have an email or any way they can reach out to you if they want, because you do ship the herbs as well, right?
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And we do have a Cash App. I just can't remember it at the moment.
Okay. Okay. Well, y'all just get at them. Okay. Get at them on Facebook. and they can get all the information you need. Again, I put the banner up, New African Nation Day. It's going to be NAN 56 this year. It's going to be New African Nation Day, 56 years strong. Save the date for March 29th, 31st, through the 31st, 2024. And again, if you are looking to become a part of the provisional government, definitely reach out and become a new citizen. And like she said, if you are already a citizen, but to be a part of the community organization and give your input and do some things, go on and reach out so we can make that happen. Again, I appreciate all that you guys do. I appreciate all that you have done and will do. And I appreciate you coming on the show. Again, this has been Wild Warrior Women Wednesday with Ifayemi Nkoyo Binah. Again, I'm the co-founder of the Uhuru Academy, the founder of Uhuru Mama Maternal and Wellness Services. And I give thanks for you. You enjoy the rest of your evening. Those who come on for the replay, thank you for coming in. Like, share, comment, share it to all your groups. And join me next week. It's going to be my final week for the Black August for meeting with some. I have two more profound sisters that I'll be meeting with. But I'm looking. I've been getting something in my ear, and little birdie's telling me I might be able to continue it on. It may not be as frequently as every week, but I'll continue on. Maybe once or twice a month. But join us again next week to like I said, to end our Black August. Free the land, free the
Free the
land,
land.
free the
Thank you
land.
for having us, Nkoyo, Mama
Yes,
Nkoyo, Baba Amu, children. Mwah.
we love
Love
y'all.
you.
Only I'm gonna end the live. You guys stay just a moment. But I give thanks to you guys. Y'all have a good. Everybody's watching. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna end it. Y'all have a good one. See you till next week.
Ashe.
And